Hello, hello, hello.
How can
Still seem so far away.
Oh, would you like me to move closer?
Actually, no, it's fine. Because it looks like I'm interviewing you.
I'm just gonna make sure my arms in the shot.
Huh?
I said just have to make sure my arms in the shot. Okay, how are you gonna start this off?
Welcome back to our channel.
Sure. Action.
Can you do it?
Oh. Hey, you're wasting your battery time. Let's go. Let's go. Could be like a late Mother's Day vlogcast.
No. Okay.
All right, never mind.
Ready? 3.
Where
Whoa.
are you?
I'm just nervous. It's been so long.
What?
I'm always behind the camera.
What are you nervous about?
I'm always behind the camera.
But there's nobody here.
I know, but it's just figuring out what to say without laughing. Why do you look so small compared to me?
I am small.
No, but like...
Smaller.
You have a small ass head. Look at your head. I look at my body.
You're picking your nose on camera. Yes, I know.
Is it bigger?
No. Just say, hey guys, welcome back. We're doing a vlogcast today.
Yeah, okay.
You're asking me questions.
Okay. 3, 2.
Just don't be nervous. What are you nervous? It's just
I'm not nervous. It just feels so weird.
Yeah, well, I get it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, action. Hey guys, welcome back to...
We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes.
Hey guys, we're back here with another video. Today we're doing something different. Today we are doing a vlogcast podcast style video. I will be asking Tegan here some questions about being a mother, a young mother, 2 kids and a wife. For today, and we're just going to talk and see where it goes, see how it does.
See where it takes us.
See where it takes us. Yeah, this is a makeshift style podcast, I guess you call it. Vlogcast. It's probably already taken. But this is just a style of the video. I'm going to call it a vlogcast. But yeah, we don't have any, cool mics or cool headphones, but...
I mean, we have cool mics.
We have mics, but they're wireless. They're not the studio podcast mic. So
Yeah.
we'll see how these sound, and we'll make some changes if need to be.
Okay.
Okay, so do you want to introduce yourself to the people? What's your name? Where you're from?
For real?
What do you do? This is just in case some people are new, they don't know you. This is the first video they're watching.
My name is Tegan. I was gonna say I am Tegan. My name is Tegan. I am a 26-year-old mom of 2, stay-at-home mom of 2.
Okay,
That's my intro.
cool.
All
All right, so
right.
you want to just like dive right into it, or
Yeah.
do you want like a
Sure.
warm-up question?
I mean, do you have a warm-up question?
How are you feeling?
I feel fine. I mean, I read the questions.
Oh,
So I
you
don't-
cheated already.
No. So I don't, first of all, I don't even remember most, if not even one of them. But yeah, I'm interested to see, to
Okay.
hear all the questions. So,
Okay, then we'll just dive right in.
all right.
So, first question. How has becoming a new young mom impacted your daily routine and overall lifestyle as a married woman with 2 young children? Is that too long of a question?
No, well, I mean, I feel like being a mom and being married to me doesn't really have a...
Okay, so let's cut that
Impact.
end part out. Let's just say, how was becoming a new young mom,
Yeah.
how has becoming a new young mom impacted your daily routine and overall lifestyle?
Well, daily routine, I mean, it's like a roller coaster. I mean, at the start, like, you don't sleep, right? So that, like, your routine totally changes. But I mean, now the kids are a bit older, so it's better. So I sleep more. But
So that's part of your routine. What about your overall lifestyle? Would you say that your lack of sleep has carried into your overall lifestyle? Like
no, because I was always like I don't know, when I need to get up in the morning, I get up in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a zombie all day, right? But I'm also not one to, like, really be going out to a million places all the time. So I am more of like a homebody to begin with. So I feel like it would. Why are you laughing?
I just have the giggles.
Why do you have the giggles? Yeah, so I feel like I didn't go from going out 24/7 to not going out at all, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I actually don't know if it's hitting.
so yeah, I don't think it really impacted. The biggest thing was I had 2 little children to take care of other than
Okay.
myself, right?
So not much change is what you're saying.
No, not really. Like, it was a adjustment, yeah. But
Okay.
nothing like dramatic where I was like, holy crap.
And how do you feel about that? I'm just going to add to that question. How do you feel about that change? Like, are you enjoying the change, or like, has it been more of a positive? Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's been more of a positive
Yeah.
impact than a negative impact, but has there been any negative impacts to that change?
No, I would say no, personally. I mean, obviously, there's moments that's really, like, tough or hard, but overall, it's like a positive, great experience. For me, anyways, and I'm lucky to have that, right?
Okay. Okay. Good question. Good answer.
Good first question.
Okay. Now, what are some of the biggest challenges you face as a young mom, juggling the responsibilities of marriage, parenting, and personal growth?
What are
Do
some of the
you don't have to,
challenges?
do you want to talk about marriage, or just do you want to stick with parenting and personal growth?
I mean, for
We can,
this question,
yeah, because it's talking about juggling. So
yeah, I feel like it
what
could
are some,
relate.
yeah, so what are some of the biggest challenges you face as a young mom, juggling the responsibilities of marriage, parenting, and personal growth?
Well, I'll start off with parenting because, like, a challenge is, especially with 2, juggling, raising, and meeting the needs of 2 little kids, right? Sometimes having to do it at the same time when they both want something or, that type of thing.
I think the question is more geared towards all 3
Yeah,
at
no,
the
I'm
same
getting
time.
there.
Oh,
I'm getting there.
okay. So
I
make
started
sure
off
you
with the
understand
parenting.
the question.
I'm
I'm joking. Okay, go.
No, so you ruined my train of thought here.
You said the last thing you said was
Yeah, so you totally
Sorry,
ruined my train of thought.
the last thing you said was parenting
Yeah.
the kids,
But I was like, I can't remember
their
where I was going with
needs.
that.
I think that's pretty much it. Juggling.
Yeah.
Were you going to integrate that into like marriage or
Yeah,
personal
I
growth?
was like, I had like a little pathway there.
Okay,
and
sorry.
like, but yeah, so juggling the parenting part, just overall, the responsibilities of parenting and also being a stay-at-home mom, you also have to include like the household stuff on top of that, as well as the kid stuff, right? And then when you add like marriage into that, or like any relationship, I don't think it necessarily has to be marriage, right? Because you don't have to be married to have kids. But a relationship, I think it then, I mean, for us, I feel like the relationship part would be put on the back burner. No, for real.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying
So are
in
you
a
saying
bad
like
way.
I add to a I'm the third kid that you gotta
No.
deal with?
No. I mean, you're saying it. I'm not saying it. No, I just mean in the sense of like all the kids stuff comes first, right? The household stuff comes first. Like if you look at our day, right? We wake up, you go to work, I do all the kid stuff, the household stuff like throughout the day, right? We come home, we eat, we clean up, do the cleaning, right? And then we have our time before bed, right?
If that.
I mean, yeah, sometimes we just want to go to bed, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes we skip that part. So that's what I mean by it being on the back burner. I don't mean all the time, but
Okay.
just our daily routine, us like spending quality time comes at the end of the day,
Okay.
right? So having to juggle that and finding more time than just like an end of the day catch up or hang out or, how was your day type of thing. Like you also have to juggle that. In regard to personal growth,
Sure.
I think that's like a natural thing, like as you're growing through life. I don't think that really, like for me personally with marriage or a relationship and kids, I think my personal growth, I'm constantly growing, right? Through situations, through life, right? So I don't think that really takes an effect negatively.
So would you say it jump started in a way your personal growth,
Oh,
or like
100%.
added to your personal growth? It created your
110%.
personal growth
Yes,
in a positive way.
yes.
Okay.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
makes sense.
I had kids young, right? Like in terms of, I guess, like when some people think,
Well, there's teen moms, and then there's like young 20s moms. So
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
still a young mom.
yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying I was an immature person before, right? Or, I wasn't ready to have kids. But I definitely think, like, when you have to deal with the responsibility of having a kid, you have to grow up. I mean, hopefully.
But I feel
But
like
most
you
of the
were
time.
already grown up.
Yes. But you grow up in a different way.
Yeah.
I feel like when you have a kid, because you're now responsible for a life. I mean, what's more of a bigger responsibility than that? You know what I mean? It's not like a 9-to-5 job, right? It's a 24/7, right?
So I want to go back to the marriage part
Okay.
of that.
Oh God. Okay.
You said it's basically put on the back burner.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, okay, I kind of take back those words.
No, like it's totally fine
Not
because it
in
is
the
true.
sense of, not in the sense of the meaning, but in the sense of the words that I used.
Yes, it's not. It's
our
not
relationship
top
is-
priority when we have to deal with the kids in the moment,
Yes.
but it's still up there.
Yes,
With
I
the
take back
priorities.
the back burner thing.
No, I know what you meant. I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone knew what you meant by
Because
that.
in no means like is our relationship not a priority to either of us, right? But just when you look at our day to day,
Yeah.
right? Like we don't wake up and have breakfast together in bed or I don't know, whatever crap, right? So it's like our relationship how we prioritize, right? Our time is when everything else is done and checked off the list, right? Like kids, cleaning, whatever, right? Dogs. We also have 2 dogs. So,
So,
You
so,
know.
yeah, back to my question. How do you feel about it? Like,
well,
are you okay with it for the meantime? Because there's good cause for it. Like
I
you're
mean, yeah,
you're
because-
content with how it is. Like
No, I'm
in the priority sequence that it is at?
I'm content with how it is because I still think we make time, you know, for each other. We make time like, you know, and when I say day to day, obviously weekends are different because you're home, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
Some weekends.
Yeah, but you know, it's easier to make time, right? Or like, you know, when you have to when you have littler time to spend with each other, I feel like we find moments to make it like count. You know what I
Like
mean?
worth it, yeah.
Yeah, like quality time. I feel like quality is much better than quantity, right? You could spend all day with somebody and know shit nothing about them. You know what I mean? Or just feel like, what did I just do all day?
Yeah.
Right? Like when we spend time, I feel like it's more quality than quantity. You know? So yeah, I'm content. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, next question. I wrote these questions, by the way, in case you're wondering why they're so well thought and well worded
And deep.
and deep and spelled correctly. That is because of me.
Yeah, don't ask me to spell.
Okay, what are some of the most rewarding aspects of being a young mom, and how do they contribute to your personal growth and happiness within your family?
Well, I mean, there's like a million things that I could say is like rewarding. I mean, raising a kid, like your own, any kid or whatever, right? Like personally, raising our kids, you know, it's a reward, first of all, just seeing them grow, seeing them learn, seeing them like, you know, do their day-to-day stuff or their little personalities, how they speak, you know, their actions, their jokes, their laughs, right? That's all rewarding to watch, right? How it contributes to my personal growth, I mean, like I said earlier, having kids was a huge personal growth thing for me. You know, just all the responsibilities, everything you kind of have to, like you shift, right? I feel like you become a new person when you become a mom, right?
Well, I was going to say, basically, you went from 21, 22 to basically like your mindset is pretty much 30 to 40 years old in the sense of like maturity, at a maturity level. That's, I feel like your personal growth, maturity jumped to that like level. I mean, like you were already mature, but it like jumped
Yeah.
a lot
I guess it's
more
a good
because of the
thing.
kids. No, yeah, it was a good thing, yeah. Yeah, I guess it. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, go ahead.
No, yeah, I see what you're saying. But yeah, it definitely did jumpstart my personal growth and like this journey of who I am now. You know, I think I'm way different than I was like 4 years ago, right? And with my happiness, I mean, you know, they are my happiness, right? I mean, you are too.
I feel like you're always
but-
a happy person. Like you're always positive and just content or happy with life.
Yeah,
But yeah, happiness. Yeah, so
I find my happiness.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I wouldn't say I'm always happy, but I find the happiness. You know what I mean? But then they're a constant happiness for me, right? Like even through the hard
times.
moments or times or rough, like, you know, yelling matches with a toddler, right? It's like the calm after, like it's still happy, or, you know, just generally they are my happiness now, right? So yeah.
How has your role as a young mom influenced your person? Sorry, let me say the question.
Okay.
How has your role as a young mom influenced your perspective on life, relationships, and the world around you? Is that kind of similar to the last question or no? How has it influenced your perspective on life, relationships, and the world around you?
No, it's a little bit different.
Okay. Let's hear your answer then.
I think it's influenced me in terms of life, with to enjoy the little moments, right? Because I think those carry a lot of weight, right? Because you have more of those than big moments. So yeah, enjoy those little moments. I think to appreciate time, because it does go by very quickly. I mean, in terms of I feel like it was yesterday Jackson was just born and now he's about to start school. You know what I mean? Yeah, just take time, pause, be in the moment with things. Obviously, that's not all the time. It could be hard. You could be distracted or stressed or whatever, right? You need me time or whatever. But to mostly try to be in the moment with things. And I think that carries over in relationships too, right? All of those things, being in the moment with you, taking time to appreciate things with you, or friends, family, taking that time, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
I think it's a good answer. I mean, I don't have anything to
to come back.
to come back on to bounce off of that.
Yeah.
So basically, pretty much, how it influenced you was it basically opened your eyes to time and time and appreciation for everything around you because of time or
Yeah,
gratitude, stuff like that.
yeah, for sure. And just, yeah.
Nice. Okay. How do you and your spouse navigate and make decisions together when it comes to parenting styles, discipline, and prioritizing your children's needs?
How honest do you want me to be? 100% honest?
Yeah, however you want to be.
Well,
How do you and your spouse navigate? So
I definitely think parenting and discipline wise, I do more of that. Not in a bad way. I mean, obviously, I am home with them all the time, right? But I think that because of that, I take the lead in this part of our life. So you kind of follow if I set a rule, you'll make sure to follow that rule, right? Sometimes, you do break my rules, but I mean, for the most part, I think because I am leading this part, I kind of dictate the things that go around, that go on with the kids and how to discipline them and whatnot. And then when you're with them, what's the word?
Well, I mean, you're raising them. Since they were both born till now, you've been with them pretty much every day of their life, almost
Literally
24/7.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of days, couple of hours you've been away from them their whole lives. But compared to me, where I've been working since they've both been born,
Yeah.
and when I'm not working, I'm doing other stuff or not home, so for the most part, you've been raising them 90% of their lives. So
Yeah. Which is
you've
fine.
been basically navigating
Yes.
their raising them on your own, pretty much.
I mean.
And I just come home and I just
You're like the
Because
fun, good
yeah.
daddy that gives them all the good things that they shouldn't have.
But I mean,
kind of thing.
obviously, I know how to raise them, and
No,
like,
of course, but that's why I said I take the lead, and then because you know how I am with them, when you're with them, you continue that,
Yeah.
right? So, like, I don't think we've ever had one conversation where it's like, this is how we're gonna do this.
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, we've never sat down and said, okay, like, this is how we handle this, that, this is what we're gonna do for this, whatever. It's like, I do it. You know what I mean? However.
I feel like some things we did discuss, like technology time, TV time,
yeah, I
waking up
mean-
times, and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
big things, but not so big things. But like they were just quick and like
Yes.
just like a little update fix type things.
Yes.
But like
But
never
those things also sometimes
change.
change, but we both, I feel like it changes, but we both understand and agree why it would change.
Yeah.
So then we don't have a conversation of, you know what I mean? Like technology time, like cut that down. Yeah, of course, right? But then like, you know, we both know we're bringing the iPad to the restaurant. You know what I mean? Like things like that, you know, where we don't have to have the conversation. We just understand why it would make sense to do certain things. And then other things like, you know, I kind of set the rules, the boundaries, the whatever, and you play within the lines sometimes.
I just say, go ask your mom.
Yeah.
Daddy, can I have this? Can I do that? Can I go here?
Yeah, I'm the boss.
Ask your mom. Is that
Yeah.
bad to say?
No, I mean.
Ask your mom. Or what did your mom say? Mommy said yes. Mom, did you say yes? No.
Yeah, he tries to work the system here that we got.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's smart, so I don't blame him.
This is just like a run-on question to another question, let's just say.
Okay.
So, experiencing motherhood and the impact that it had on your personal growth and self-discovery,
Yeah.
in what ways have you learned more about yourself, or have you learned more about yourself throughout this journey, like raising two young kids, being a new young mom? Learn more about yourself.
I think I don't know if I learned more about myself, but I think I understood, how do I word this? So I'm trying to figure out how to word what I'm trying to say. I feel like I didn't learn more, but I feel like I
feel like you did learn more about yourself though, because you did face some challenges, like many challenges from start till now, being a mom or a new mom.
No,
like,
for
from
sure.
From the first day we found out you were pregnant till now, we face a lot of challenges, I'd say, big or small.
Yeah.
So I feel like for you yourself, you can say that I learned that you are stronger than you may have thought. I'm sure that's the case for everybody in these situations, but you're like mentally, physically stronger than we thought you were to begin with. Well, I thought you were, then I'm sure like you personally thought you were.
Well, that's kind of where I was going. I feel like I didn't learn that about myself, but because of certain things that we faced, right? I think it pushed, from situations and challenges I had pre-you, right? I feel like, okay, I knew I was like strong in a certain sense. And then now, like through the kids stuff, I feel like it pushed me to realize just how strong I could be, like mentally. But I was never somebody, I don't want to say like, oh, I'm strong, but
No, but it's like you were strong and you always kept going, kept
yes.
your head high and positive.
Yeah.
You know, like you never thought of it, or you never like dwelled on it, or like
No.
said like, oh no, like this is gonna, I can't do this because of this, can't do that because of that.
Yeah.
Like in a negative way, you just said, okay, this is a new challenge. Boom.
Yeah.
How am I going to move on from it or
Yeah.
complete it or such and such?
Yeah. So yeah, I just think it like pushed
So
pushed
other
my
than like your
boundaries.
strength
Yeah.
and your boundaries and stuff like that, was there anything else that you learned or discovered about yourself?
I mean, yeah, I just don't want to cry and give up.
Oh, okay. Okay, next question.
Okay.
Where did I leave off? Okay, what are some big? Okay. We might have gone through this already, but
Yeah.
what are some of the biggest fears or doubts you have faced as a mom? And how have you managed to overcome them or find support to navigate through those emotions?
We're hitting very deep questions here.
I always hit deep.
Anyways.
I'm just joking.
Sorry, what was the question again?
What are some of the biggest fears or doubts you have faced as a mom, young mom, but
Yeah.
I'll just say mom.
Yeah.
Because you're not that young anymore. You're 26, so it's kind of close to 40. Closer to 40 than you are to back to zero. So I say you're on the older spectrum now.
I mean, older the wiser you are. So hey,
I mean, that,
I don't mind
so,
getting
for
old.
some people, for you,
The hell leave me that.
I'm joking. Okay, what are some of the biggest fears or doubts you have faced as a young mom, and how have you managed to overcome them or find support to navigate through those emotions?
Well, like a fear and a doubt that like correlate with each other is like that I'm doing a good job at being a mom. You know what I mean?
Okay.
How I navigate those emotions is just like, having some confidence that like teaching myself to have some confidence that like, yes, I am, being a good mom, right? Like, and with that, reminding myself in those moments where like, it was a tough moment with the kids or like, very overwhelming with like a million things going on at once with the kids and the dogs and you and blah, 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 right? Like just afterwards, when I'm decompressing from situations like that, just taking a minute to remind myself like of that confidence that like even though that did just happen, it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't mean I'm not a good mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know a couple times like I've had to ask you, after moments with like Jackson or whatever, right? Like,
am I a good mom?
yeah, because I feel bad. I mean, like when you have hard moments, right? And then like, you put your kid to bed and then it's like, well, shit, right? Like I could have changed this. I could have did this. Like, am I a good mom because I didn't do that from the start or handle something the way I know I could have handled it if I was coming at it from a more level-headed place, like where I would be at afterwards. You know what I mean? So like I know a couple of times I've had to ask you just for the reassurance of it or have that conversation.
But for the most part, you're saying you just, talk yourself through it.
Yeah.
Pretty much like
Yeah,
whenever
I
you're
just have
facing
to
it.
remind myself. I mean, I know I'm doing a good job. You know what I mean? Despite the hard moments, like, the kids are okay, right? You know, they're happy, right? So, I mean, that's what's important, right?
Okay. Yeah. I just want to touch base on when you said how you. What is it you asked me? No. Yeah. So that part where you say like you have to like ask me like if I or how did I handle that or was I good? Was I bad? Like
Yeah.
what did I do? Blah blah blah. I feel like everyone has those moments as a parent or
Yeah.
I feel like anyone in general has a moment and then where they're not thinking properly or just they reach the top of the boiling point where you know they're not thinking in the moment anymore and they're just reacting, right? So I feel
Yeah.
like as long as you know and have some kind of like guilty conscience after,
Yeah.
I feel like then you're already on the right path of knowing what's wrong and what's right.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's what you do afterwards, which I'm sure you already do. It's how like your steps moving forward from there, how you treat them from there. If it were to happen again, how you handle it the next time is how it pretty much
Yeah.
dictate if you are on that good spectrum of a parent or not. Like how you're feeling if you're good or bad or not. But
Yeah. No,
yeah.
for sure. And those moments I think are also like where you also learn. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
you learn
exactly.
different strategies of like, okay, next time if this happens, like, you know, now if I'm ever in a place where I'm really getting like to my point, you know, I do what I tell the kids to do, which is to like breathe. You know what I mean? And it's funny because now I've been telling like, I mean, with Amelia, I'm starting to because she's still a little bit young, but like with Jackson, let's say, I would tell him that when he was having his overwhelming moments, right? Just breathe, take, you know, some breaths in and out, right? And so it's funny now that he's learned that, like at 3, he's learned that. And then when he sees me, I guess, becoming overwhelmed, he then tells me, Mom, take a breath. You know what I mean? So it's a very full circle moment. It's also good because I'm teaching him how to not be so reactive and just to take that moment. But I did have to go through being reactive a few times before I'm like, okay, how do I change this, right? And like, I mean, kids are like little copycats, right? In a good sense or in sometimes a bad sense. But this was a good sense because then Jackson reminds me, and when Jackson tells me, like, okay, like, take a breath, right? He tells me, like, word for word exactly what I say to him. I'm like, I stop. Like, it stops me from the point where I'm at. And I'm like, holy crap, my 3-year-old is telling me how to regulate my emotions here. You know what I mean? So
when that does happen,
yeah.
do you get out of your funk
Oh,
because
instantly.
he's telling you to get you out of your funk? It's like you're like realizing, okay, I should get out of my funk because he's like saying it, and I should remember. Yeah, he's reminding you.
Yes.
Or are you getting out of your funk because he's telling you what to do, and it's surprising you and like
It's
making
both.
you okay.
It's
okay.
both. I mean, the first time he said it, I was completely shocked that he was saying it because it was never something that I had ever like expected. Yeah. I mean, especially from like, okay, he's 3 now. I can't remember the first time he said it to me, right? So between 2 and 3, right? So when he said it to me, I was like, you're how old?
Yeah.
And you're telling an adult, like you're reminding an adult to like chill out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is just insane to me.
It just goes to show you how many times you had to tell him that.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Probably all he
that's
hears.
that's just a toddler thing, right? But I would tell him for anything, a mad moment, you know, a sad moment, an overwhelming moment, you know, any moment where he was reaching his, you know, going off, that's how I would bring him back down, right? It would take me a couple times saying it, but then that's how it would bring him back down. So, yeah, like it was both, when he says it to me, it's both of a shock that he's saying it to me, but also it does remind, like I don't remind myself, my 3-year-old's reminding me, right? And so it instantly, I'm like, okay, like you're right. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't need to be here right now. I don't need to be at this point. Like I float back down to reality of being at a normal emotional level, right? And then we move forward from there very calmly. So, you know, it works.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna start telling you that.
Can you share a specific moment or memory that has deeply touched you, other than me?
Another
Deeply
joke.
touched your heart as a young mom, and why it holds such a significance. Let me reword that or re-say that, because I can't really see right now. My eyes are like giving up on me. Can you share a specific moment or memory that has deeply touched your heart as a young mom, and why it holds such a significance to you? Oh, my difference. Jesus.
If I'll be honest, I don't have a specific moment.
Okay, how about a memory that has deeply touched your heart?
Or a specific, I mean, sorry, I don't have one specific moment.
Okay, can you share one? If you want. It doesn't have to be as deep, but like just, I guess like a heartfelt moment that you've experienced and why it's significant. Like first time you held Jack.
Okay, don't.
Sorry, I didn't know if
I
you.
get it.
Okay.
Okay, one moment.
Should we say this for the last one? Like.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
One specific moment or memory would be when we brought Amelia home from the hospital.
Why Amelia? It's not Jackson.
And because Jackson got to meet Amelia.
True. Okay. Or
Like that
so
moment.
seeing them meet for the
Yes.
first time. Okay.
Yes.
That's cute. Okay.
I think that is like a top one.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is it? What's the rest of it? Why is
Yeah,
it?
why does it hold such a significance to you? But I mean,
Well,
pretty self-explanatory.
yeah, I mean, it was a new baby meeting my first baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, in our new home, because Jackson, we brought him here in
Correct,
our
yes.
first place.
Yes.
They moved, and then she got to come to the new one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's also significant because I feel like it was a very significant moment for me also, because that was the first time I'd ever been away from Jackson to be at the hospital.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember how long I was there for.
We're at the hospital?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Like 2 days, 3 days? I think maybe 2.
I can't remember, yeah.
Because we went at night. I can't remember. Let's say 2 to 3 days, right? I was at the hospital, right? And I feel like emotionally, I was very
Emotional.
well, not just that, but just from like what I had gone through with Amelia's labor and birth. I feel like then that was the moment of like
Relief.
like like, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, I was back at home
Like it was
with
all worth
Amelia,
it.
and now I'm back with Jackson, and they're both meeting for the first time, right? And it was just like a sweet moment. Like the video that we have of it, that thankfully was taken
have
of
a
it.
video?
Yeah. Shout out to Liv before catching that moment. I could watch that every single day and probably still cry every single day from watching it because it was just like the sweetest, most like raw emotional moment of them meeting. So yeah.
Okay, how do you cope with feelings of social isolation or limited personal freedom that may arise from the responsibilities of being a mom?
I think there are times where I'm like, oh, it would be nice to like go here or go there.
Like on your own?
No, like for example, like when the weather started getting warmer. I think like that 1 week where it was like warm, right? I was like, oh, like it would be nice to like go sit on a patio or you know, whatever. But then I like made that happen. I just took the kids with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, in terms of like adult interaction,
It's lonely.
I wouldn't say lonely. I would just say like you are my adult interaction,
Like you're
physically,
not-
like in person.
Like you're not in like in dire need.
No, because I still talk to.
Yeah, FaceTime. Like you talk.
I
your
talk to
friends, yeah.
people during the week, FaceTime, phone call.
Yeah.
Whether it's friends or family, you know, I'm doing that during the weeks and
Yeah.
stuff, and then on weekends, like that's when we see people, right? When you know, there's whenever, right? But yeah, and then if I want to go out, I just go out and I take the kids. I don't.
Yeah. So you're okay with all that, like
Yeah.
the feeling of social isolation. Like, is that how you feel, or like you don't feel
No.
that way at all?
Sometimes I get a little like stir crazy, like inside the house,
Yeah.
like through winter time when I'm not trying to like bundle 2 kids in snow gear and take them out for 10 minutes before they freak out because they're hot and they don't want to be in snow gear. Like I would rather just stay inside. But then I get stir crazy. But it's easier now because I can just take the kids, you know, to the backyard and play or outside, like get some fresh air. It's easier to do that. I walk to the park, a park. We have a few in this area. So I walk to a park every day with them. I take them out. That's my, you know, getting fresh air, getting out of the house. You know what I mean?
What about like limited personal freedom? How do you feel about that? Is there any way you feel about that? Like if you, like how do you cope with it if you do feel?
Well, I think there is limited personal freedom because, I mean,
yeah,
I have to schedule, like if I want to go out, like for me, just like by myself doing whatever it is, I have to schedule it for like timing it with a kid's nap or with, you know.
Well, me being home.
Well, yeah, obviously you would be home.
Yeah.
But
no, but you have to time it to see like when I'll be home, like
when
from
you'll
where
be
I am.
home, and if it, I also don't, because you're not home with both the kids all the time, I would rather, like, if I have to go out, time it for, let's say, when Amelia's napping, right? So, like, you're not 100% with 2 of them all the time.
So you're saying I'm incapable?
No, I think you'd be totally capable, but just to make it easier on you, right? I would time it.
Okay.
Now-
you make it easier for me.
I'm making it
easier
easier
for
on you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're welcome. But
Well, you ain't going nowhere. Where you gonna go?
no, but I mean, you know, I do have to schedule things a bit more if I do want to go out. I'm also still breastfeeding Amelia, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, for like if I wanted to go out like around her bedtime, that's hard because she's used to being breastfed before bed still. You know what I mean? And then you can't do that. So it's like, or nobody
How
else
do
can
you
do
know?
that. Ask me this in a couple years.
Yeah, okay.
And it'll be totally different.
Okay. Damn, your answers are just so
Till we
easy.
have another baby, and then we'll be back in the.
No,
We'll be back.
get off me.
You want a deep joke?
A what? You want deep throat? Yeah, you said.
I said a deep joke.
Oh, I thought you said deep throat. I was like, sure,
No.
let's go.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You got a dirty mind.
Have
Dirty mind.
have there been any moments or situations where you felt judged or misunderstood because of your age and status of a young mom?
No.
Okay, easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
Like I said, you weren't like you weren't 12.
Yeah.
I feel like that question was for like a 12-year-old, like
Okay.
getting pregnant at 12. But even then, it's like, do what you want. Your body. But yes, that question would be more because they would probably be judged more and misunderstood more than a 22-year-old getting pregnant. That's probably like, oh, nice, congrats. Like that's the norm.
Well, it depends on who you're asking. Some
Well, yeah,
people may
depend-
judge, some people won't. It depends on the person, right? People have different views.
Yes.
But I mean, I also feel like
I
I'm
feel like,
I'm not like a first kid in. I've had 2 kids, so I feel like my age doesn't matter anymore. It's
No.
my experience
Yeah.
of being a parent.
No, but I feel like even then, it's like if you were to be judged, then
Mm-hmm.
that means the type of person you were to begin with, you probably weren't ready to have a kid, or the type of person to have a kid at that young age, as opposed to someone who doesn't get judged at a young age. Then that probably means that okay, you look like you were ready already. You were probably at a maturity level where people thought that okay, good for her. You know, you're mature
Yeah.
enough. Like I'm not gonna judge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong. That's just my 2 cents. Okay. Now, can you share some of the sacrifices, or do you have anything else to say to that question? Because you
No.
look like you're
I'm just listening to
trying to say something. I cut you off.
you. Listen to you talk.
Okay. Can you share some of the sacrifices or
Yeah.
compromises you've had to make, and how do they affect your sense of personal fulfillment and individual aspirations?
Well, sacrifice is like my sleep.
Okay.
I'd say that's my biggest sacrifice. Another sacrifice is like my self-care being a priority, or my personal.
Your self-pleasure.
No.
Is that how you say it?
Me as a person, I am not a priority anymore, because
Oh, that's kind of rude. How are you gonna say that?
no, I mean, it's real. I'm not.
Who says that?
No, because there's 2 kids.
Yeah.
They're the priority. I mean, I'm not the priority anymore here.
It's
Like
so rude.
to myself,
Yeah, like have some respect.
I do have respect.
Have some confidence.
No, I'm not saying it that in a I am confident that I'm
I'm
not
joking. I'm joking.
traumatized. And it's not in a bad way. I mean, when your kids are so little, their needs are different from like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In certain ways. But
So you're saying like you miss those like,
no, I don't miss
or like you
anything.
sacrifice like the bath days with the shower head, whatever you used to do, like sacrifice.
I'm gonna give you a minute to reword that.
Okay, go on. So sleep. Was there anything else?
Yeah, like
Self-care.
yeah, me like doing my stuff. It would have to come after like the kid stuff, right? Yeah, that's really it. What was the second half of that question?
How has it affected your sense of personal fulfillment?
I
and
mean,
individual aspirations.
I don't think it really has affected I feel very fulfilled.
Yeah. I don't know why these such negative questions.
And not in like a boasty
Yeah.
sense. I just,
Well, yeah.
personally, I feel like fulfilled.
Mhm.
I'm happy, like being a mom, like doing mom stuff.
Yeah, so
taking
they're all
care
good
of kids.
sacrifices, like
Yeah.
for a good cause that you're happy with, not like,
Yeah.
oh, you resent the kids because I made all these sacrifices for you.
No.
You know, like you owe me this much.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. In what ways does being a young mom with 2 kids impact your long-term goals and aspirations, and how do you maintain a sense of optimism and hope for your own future while focused on the needs of your
Oh
family?
my gosh. The words in these questions.
They also just sound the same to me. I don't know what else.
Well, this one's a bit different. This one's about like life goals.
Yeah. So,
I definitely think that.
well, first of all, let's just say you were in school first. For people who don't know, you were in school first
Yeah.
for something, but
What was I in school for?
OPTP, something like that.
OT, PT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
OPTP. No.
No. It sounds like a Tommy TP.
OTPT.
No, it's-
Okay. Yeah. So obviously that was your goal at the time,
Yeah.
and you didn't finish or go back yet because of the kids. So has that impacted your life in any
I
way?
mean, the kids impacted that because I wasn't able to
Com-
finish my
okay.
last year, which I'm not sad about.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it was obviously meant to be. Like that happened for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't interested in it or whatever.
It's like if you go back, if it happens that you go back, then it happens.
Yeah, but I feel like where I'm at now, like I'm not interested to go back.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that would change. I don't know. But I mean, it didn't really.
Impacted in a negative.
It may have paused
Mm-hmm.
it, like, let's say, like going to school. But I mean, I started a little business like while having kids.
Okay, so let's jump into that.
You know.
So okay, so that didn't have any negative impact on your first goal that you were pursuing, right? Because let's just say at the time the goal was to complete this program, get a degree or a
Yeah.
certificate, whatever you get. So have you had any goals since then till now?
Well, my goals now are like, you know, not so much a goal, but just to see where this little side hustle takes me.
Okay, so right now you started a side hustle, and that's your short-term goal or long-term goal?
I don't know.
Short-term goal that could
Potentially
be a long-term goal.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm also not putting the pressure on it. Like,
yes.
if it happens, awesome. If it doesn't happen, I did it. Proud of myself.
Yeah.
Bravo. You know what I mean? Like,
some businesses make or become the most successful if they're hobbies first. Right. So it may.
yeah, I don't know.
May do great. You never know. So has it had any impact? Like
Having kids and doing it?
yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's like, again, the kid stuff comes first, and then now I'm introducing another thing into my.
Oh, I just wanted to see if it was sorry. Just seeing if it was hitting it.
Oh.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so the kid stuff comes first, and then I guess like I'm adding something else into like my daily what I have to get done, right? Like kids, house, dogs, small business now, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, there has been late nights because I've had to like do stuff, or you know, times during the day, like when Amelia's napping and, you know, Jackson comes down to the office with me and hangs out with me while I get a couple things done or whatever. You know, there's times like that now. So things have changed like slightly, but I think it's also given me something that's not just like a mom. Like, my days aren't just like full
Yeah.
of mom stuff.
True. Yeah. Okay.
Like, it's given me like an outlet
Yeah.
to do something else. And right now I'm happy with it. And so it makes me happy. I don't know if it'll continue to make me happy. And at that point, then I will stop doing it. But yeah, it's just something different, right? Something to add into the mix.
I was gonna say something about it, but what was I gonna say? Oh, so okay, so if there's no negative aspects to that, then I was gonna ask, like, how do you maintain a sense of optimism? But yeah, do you find yourself maintaining a sense of optimism because you have to, or
Not because I have to.
You just-
it's just
you just do it?
I want to. I
Yeah.
mean, I think being optimistic is a good thing.
Yeah. But like, you don't have a dire need to, like, you don't have a reason to be optimistic about it because there's nothing negative about it. Balancing pretty much kids in your new
No,
business. like,
again, there's
you
hard
go-
moments.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying it's all like butterflies and rainbows, but yeah, there's definitely still hard moments. And in those times, yeah, I remember like, you know, I am optimistic. Like I would be optimistic, being like, oh, it's just like a hard moment, like
Yeah.
get through it, kind of thing. And then like I get through it and I'm fine. But yeah, I feel like I'm like optimistic for everything.
Yeah.
In like it, I mean it like balancing it throughout different things in my life. Like I try to always have that and like be like glasses always half full kind of sense or outlook to things. So I feel like that doesn't change. Like I would be like that with this as well, and balancing everything as well, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, that was the end of my list of questions.
Do you have any last questions?
Do I
for
have
me?
any last questions? I mean, I think you pretty much answered a lot of questions, personal and non-personal. Okay, this is more so for the people or for whoever's watching this, new mom or moms and new moms and moms to be, I guess. Are people thinking of being moms or wanting to have kids? Do you
Yeah.
have any tips?
Advice?
To give them, or advice to give them, or prepare them for, or tips and tricks on how to do things for, like I said, for new moms, old moms, want soon to be moms, stuff like that. Like if someone were to come up to you and say, it's like, I want to be a mom, can you give me some advice on being a mom?
I honestly don't. Not because I don't
Don't
have
what?
advice or tips and tricks, but I think it's hard to like. First of all, I'm not a mom expert.
Well,
Right.
okay, sorry, I've got to add, based on your experience
Yes.
of being a mom for X amount of years, of two, you know, because some people don't ever get to two or get to one or like whatever. So it's like you have experience with two,
Yeah.
so
But I also think like giving advice is hard because
Every situation different.
Yeah, every situation from the start, every like what's the word? Like every situation, every situation in terms like from the beginning, from getting pregnant to being pregnant to your labor, to your delivery, to your raising your children, how your children is, or how your children are, sorry. Everything's different. Everybody has different experiences.
Different journey.
Everybody can look at like us, right? Jackson getting pregnant, labor, delivery, who he is as a person. Completely different than Amelia.
Okay.
Right? Why are we knocking on wood?
Oh no, I thought you were gonna say something like.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying they're both two different kids,
Yeah.
right? They're both very different. How everything happened was very different, right? Jackson was unplanned. Amelia was planned. You know, going through getting pregnant with her took a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like both of their labor deliveries were very different, right?
Okay.
Their personalities were different. How they sleep is different. How they eat is different. Everything's different, right?
Okay,
So
so-
I had to relearn things with Amelia that I may or may not have. I didn't do sleep training with Jackson, but I did it with Amelia.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I did things different the second time around. So I feel like to give advice, a general piece of advice would
Yeah.
probably not work for like 70% of the population or 60% of moms or whatever. So I feel like there's not really advice in the sense of being a mom. Like
I mean, I feel like there is.
a piece of
and-
advice I could give would be to, in the hard moments, remember the like good moments. You know what I mean? Like take that minute. Like if you're having a hard moment, whether it's with your kid or just like with life, like you're just feeling stressed or overwhelmed, like take a minute and just, you know, for yourself, right? Or another piece of advice would be like to, just because I do it, is like take all the pictures like that you can,
Yeah.
right? Like
Capture memories. Like.
capture all the memories, whether it's like big, small, you know, random, silly, whatever it is, like take all the pictures, because I feel like that's something I didn't have. Like I have some baby pictures, right? But I feel like I don't have enough to be able to look back
Yeah.
and be like, you know, I can see my life like go through the pictures, right? Like I know what I did, right? Like even when I couldn't remember it.
Like now you can show them like
Now
every
I can
day
show
of
them,
their life.
Yeah, and
pretty
I mean,
much.
I'm not in their face taking pictures all the
Yeah.
time,
Well, I
but
mean, they're taking pictures of themselves.
yeah, like the
Like Jackson takes
20
his
million
selfies.
selfies on my phone, yeah. But I mean, yeah, just like take all the pictures, because, you know, when I'm gone one day, that's what they'll have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's good.
So,
Okay, so do you have any final words for this little podcast, vlogcast, momcast?
maybe next time, make shorter questions and I can remember the whole question.
Yeah. Well, no, but okay. Other than that, do you have any final words for me, for the video, for yourself, for the people?
Well, thank you for asking me these questions.
No problem.
It was fun.
I hope so. Yeah. It was
Did
fun.
you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. I you know, motherhood is a ongoing journey.
Mhm.
I'm still on the ride, so I mean, we can do this again in like 5 years and see
that'd be cool.
what the answers will be then.
Mhm.
But yeah, just taking it day by day. You know,
Okay.
moment by moment.
You gonna like plug anything?
No,
No.
no, I'm naturally doing it this whole video.
Okay.
I don't need to plug anything.
Okay, well, we hope you guys enjoyed this style video. We wanted to give it a try. I actually wanted to ask Tegan these questions, and she was open to it. So I'm like, okay, why not make a video about it?
I feel like I didn't look at the camera once.
Well,
this
no,
whole
because in a
video.
podcast, I feel like you're just talking to each other and the camera's just there rolling. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, if this goes on YouTube, then give it a thumbs up and comment your thoughts.
Comment your best parenting advice
Yes.
because I want to read.
If you're a
what-
mom, if
No, or
only
a
if-
dad.
Well, no, because
There's single dads out there.
okay, but if we do a dad video, then they can comment on that one.
Okay.
But this is for mom. But that was gonna be my next thing. So yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
comment your thoughts.
Yeah.
Anybody can comment your thoughts.
Yeah.
And yeah, hope you guys liked it. And if you want to have us talk about any other topics
Yeah.
in these style videos, then put it in the comments as well.
And if
Or
you
send us DMs.
liked this style video, I don't know if it's like
Yeah, if you don't like the
boring.
style and it wasn't it, then
Just
say it. Because then we don't have to waste our time doing it. But yeah, so any feedback is good feedback
Yeah.
and would be much appreciated. So going forward, if Tegan wants to make a video like this and ask me questions about being a dad, old dad.
Just say an old dad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say young dad. I wasn't a young dad. I wasn't as young as I wanted to be for a dad. You know, I was hoping
What was
to
your age?
high school.
High school.
Yeah, drop out of high school. Who likes high school? That's like the easiest get out of high school free card. I'm pregnant.
But why would you get out of high school if the girl's pregnant?
I'm gonna take the 9 months too. They're not working, so I can take it too. So
Yeah, but why would you have to drop out of high school?
why would I want to stay in high school? That's the whole point.
Because you're not pregnant. The girl is.
Oh,
And
to
still, the
help take
girl
care of
could be
the-
pregnant in high school.
So and
So you would still drop out?
anyways. If Tegan wants to ask me these questions, some questions that she
Yeah.
writes down herself, then she can ask them, and then maybe we'll do one as like a couple, as like a marriage video.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see that, then let us know as well. Maybe we'll get you guys to ask us questions. Because how can we ask? Like, who's gonna ask us the questions?
I don't know.
If you have someone like in the background, like Jackson, asking us these questions, or something.
You are
Yeah.
thirsty
Yeah. So
with your
I
monkey
can't remember how we end
emojis.
these YouTube videos.
But yeah, give a thumbs up, comment, and yeah, we'll see you next video.
Peace.
Peace out.